What's up, ladies and gents? This is KSigKid coming at you with another Destiny video. Today, Iron Banner is officially in the books. Well, at least for me it's in the books. I've completed all of my bounties on all 3 of my characters, I got all the loot, and we're going to see all 12 of the items, the weapons, the gear that ended up dropping for me. So, I just want to say that early in the week, you can see whenever I'm doing this gameplay right here with my Warlock, I was actually starting off with the Monte Carlo. I actually started off with the No Time to Explain, but that had no chance of working for me. But I ended up swapping over to the Monte Carlo because I wanted to use a different gun and just get some different gameplay. And early on, the returns were favorable. As the week ended up progressing though, and more people were getting the Clever Dragon, the Monte Carlo was struggling, and holy crap, we saw a ton of Clever Dragons out there. That fastest rate of fire pulse rifle was absolutely everywhere. And you remember, last Monday whenever I put out a video, I was predicting 2 things. I was predicting the Axis Challenge mode, which ended up pretty much coming true, and I was predicting that Bungie is going to be nerfing this fastest rate of fire pulse rifle. And after seeing it used over and over and over and over again, you can see I'm even using that type right here with my Grasp of Malak, and you're going to be seeing that pretty much in the rest of the gameplay. I've still got a feeling that this rate of fire pulse rifle is going to see another nerf, because basically Bungie nerfs things based on usage. And if the usage in the Iron Banner is any indication of what we're going to be seeing in the Crucible, in Trials of Osiris moving forward, I think we're going to be seeing a ton of Clever Dragons, of Grasp of Malak, of the Waltzes. We're going to be seeing them all over the place, and that's going to be prime candy for Bungie to say, you know what, we better nerf this thing. Not that it should or shouldn't be nerfed. Mainly, I think that some other things should be buffed as opposed to nerfing these things. But you know what? It is what it is. And this archetype of pulse rifle is going to be absolutely everywhere. So buckle up your seats because you're going to be seeing it. You're going to be spamming those trigger buttons and killing your enemies with quick firing headshots. Also, yeah, I was using the Saladin's visual a little bit. On my Warlock, on my Stormcaller Warlock, I really like to use a shotgun. I like to use the shotgun melee combo with those extended lightning fingers. But on my Titan and on my Hunter, where you can't really do that same type of shotgun melee combo from the same ranges, fusion rifles are king for me. I'm loving the fusion rifles. Now previously, I would use something that was a 5-bolt kill like a Plan C, but these 4-bolt kills are ridiculous, especially if you start pre-charging. As that guy came around the corner, he had no chance. Now watch this trip mine grenade. This is so sick and so dirty. Oh man, that guy never had a chance. Now unfortunately, I still strongly disagree with the trip mine damage nerf. My personal opinion is that if you see some big red glowing lines on the floor, on the ceiling, on the walls, and you're still foolish enough to go ahead and run through them, that you should not be rewarded for it. You shouldn't be rewarded for it, for just running through a trap without paying attention, for just running through a trap. And there are far too many players who know that they put armor on their character, and they're just emboldened and feel free like, you know what, I'm not going to die to this, so I don't care, I'm just going to go ahead and run through it. I don't think that should be the case. I think they should one-shot kill, at the very least give them the damage that they used to have, even though that wasn't a guaranteed one-shot kill either, but it was far better. As far as sticky or not, well, that's a debate for some other people. I personally don't care about sticky or not. I use them as traps, and I really like them as traps, but I understand the argument that, hey, it sticks to absolutely everything else, why are Guardians Teflon and it can't stick to them? So trip mines, yeah, I'm gonna still bang the drum for trip mines to go ahead and get buffed. If you're running no armor or low armor on your character, there should be a trade-off. There should be some risk to that because you're getting rewarded with more recovery and more agility. So there's got to be a trade-off at some point. I just don't understand the damage nerf on the trip mines. Overall, with this Iron Banner, I was actually glad that the rank 5 packages were gone. I know that sounds a little bit silly, but if there were rank 5 packages, we wouldn't have this video out today, because I would have to be in and still trying to grind and get wins in the Iron Banner, because I simply wasn't going to get to rank 5 on all 3 of my characters. So I was really glad that the only thing I needed to do on my Hunter and on my Titan was complete the bounties, and it didn't take all that many matches. Maybe 10 matches total. Maybe a little bit more than 10. Maybe a little bit more than 10 because I actually needed to get wins for that one bounty, at least in order to rank it up. And boy, I ended up going through like a 6 loss streak one time on characters. It was bad. One time I just spawned into a match as it was ending, I spawned in and it was just going right to the reward screen. You know, that lovely stuff. But hey, I'll take it. That ended up giving me 5 points and some loot. But overall, what we're here for to finish up the video is going ahead and turning in these 4 bounties on each of our characters. So getting 12 different pieces of loot in the Iron Banner. We're starting off, we're getting a lot of legendary marks. Now that was another thing, I was pretty much capped out in my legendary marks as I was going through this. There was just no way I was going to go ahead and spend enough to go ahead, and you can see I was right here by the Vanguard vendor. I was trying to spend some marks so I didn't just utterly use and waste them all. But despite my best efforts, I did waste a lot. Anyway, taking a look at the stuff that we ended up getting, let's first look at the Binding Blaze. So this is the new sidearm. You can see that it is the fastest rate of fire sidearm that there is in the game. And overall, it's okay, I guess. I used it a little bit in the last Iron Banner, and I did have some fun with it. But this particular sidearm, this particular roll that I ended up getting, there's just nothing on it that makes me jump up and down and be like, yeah, you know what, I need to keep this. So I'm going to use that as infusion fuel. And the shotgun, again, I don't understand why this is the Iron Banner shotgun. It's a fast rate of fire, no impact shotgun. It's a PvE style of shotgun given to you by the Iron Banner. So yeah, this one's going to be a pass. It looks cool, but it's going to be a pass for sure. With this style of shotgun, you pretty much want to use it in PvE with full auto. It didn't have it. It did not have that. As far as moving on to the rest of our armor that we ended up getting, we got another helmet. It looks pretty cool. It's got those spikes jutting out right from the cheek. And unfortunately, you can't put an ornament on it, though, and get that flaming gear. That's only reserved for the book armor, sadly not from the Iron Banner. I also got a pair of gloves, and actually, I really like the look of these gloves. I really like the look of them. The problem is, those raid gloves are so good right now for the content that's going on in the game, so I don't really think I'm going to keep this thing around, just not as good. Now moving on to our hunter, our character number 2. Let's go ahead and turn in all 4 of these bounties. Again, you only really need to go ahead and worry about your bounties this time. You don't need to rank up to rank 5 unless you want that clever dragon. And you might have got a ton of clever dragons to drop anyway, but that vendor roll that Efrideet has is just so good. As far as what I got a lot of unbent trees. And this was actually around last time that I ended up getting. And this one's got a lot of stability, but boy, that really knocks down that range to nothing. Quick draw would be cool, and hidden hand is always cool. But unfortunately, wow, that range is just so low. I can't get behind that. I just can't get behind that. And I ended up using that as infusion fuel. In fact, I probably used both of these as infusion fuel, though I think I kept this one because it has perfect balance, and we also have quick draw in the middle, and it has counterbalance. So even though I had an unbent tree that had persistence on it, I really think that I ended up keeping this one around because I wanted to try it out with perfect balance and counterbalance, because that's not a bad roll overall. We also ended up getting a helmet here on my hunter, and the helmet on the hunter, you can't see much of it with this shader. It kind of gets just muddied out and you can't really see a whole lot of it. But not bad, pretty cool. Again, the main thing with the Iron Banner is just getting light level gear, and holy crap, it was really easy to go ahead and rank up everything. I got so many different things to drop. I have so many heavy weapons that are 400 still left, and I already ranked up all of my 400 exotics. So yeah, I've just got heavy weapons to go ahead and start dismantling for days. And finally, we're over here on the Titan, turning in his 4 bounties, seeing what kind of loot we end up getting. Again, it's going to be 2 weapons and 2 pieces of armor. I ended up getting one of those class items, and nothing at the end, which means that it was probably another class item, sadly. But we're going to go ahead and check out the Postmaster just to be sure. As far as one of the weapons, we got a Distance Star. Now, I actually have a pretty solid Distance Star already. This one isn't too bad though. It has high caliber rounds as well, and actually it's maybe even a little bit more versatile because it does have triple tap on it, so you could potentially use it in PvE if you wanted to. It does have a really low magazine size though, that is definitely a drawback. As far as our fusion rifle, again this is the Iron Banner fusion rifle, and you can see that it's got a much faster charge rate, but definitely a lower impact, and while my Saladin's Vigil is killing in 4 bolts, this one is definitely not. So unfortunately, not a big fan of this. I would rather keep the Archon's Forge one. And here it is, the class item we got. But the class item I got is actually perfect. It's got 25-25, bumping up to 35-25 if I wanted to. But just showing you, this is what it looks like with the shader I have on. And we're going to go ahead and take a look at the one in the Postmaster. And it's perfect as well. So I've got class items that are perfect for days. That's pretty cool. Overall, though, another Iron Banner clash is in the books. Oops, did I say clash? I'm in control, guys. It's in the books, we got our loot, and that is the end. Anyway, guys and gals, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, smack that like button, and subscribe to the channel. Check out these awesome videos. Good luck with your raid, your drops, your Iron Banner, and I'll see you around in Destiny. #control, not clash.